This is our first Kids Club of 2020 summer reading program, Imagine Your Story. So we are going to do things a little differently this summer. We're going to do all our programming virtually since for the months of June and July, we're not having any programming in our libraries, in our meeting rooms, because we want to keep everybody safe. So we're going to do virtual programs. We're going to keep having our virtual story times every week. So you can go to your local branch's Facebook page at its normal day and time for story time and see a virtual story time. Then for summer, we're going to do Kids Club every Monday at 1 o'clock, which is what we're doing now. And then we'll have teen programs every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So we've got story time for kids up through kindergarten. We've got Kids Club for kids kindergarten through fifth grade. And then we've got teen programs for kids in sixth grade and up. And you can find all those days and times on our website at the Summer Reading Program tab. This year's summer reading program, we're really excited, is gone online. So if you don't want to come to the library every day or you need to stay home for some reason, you can register online and record all of your reading that you do this summer all online. And that's all at our website, www.scenicregional.org. If you don't feel comfortable doing it online, you're more than welcome to come in, sign up, get your reading logs and keep track on paper, and then log those minutes online or have us log them for you. However you want to do the summer, we just want to make sure that you keep reading and keep having fun reading this summer. So, our first Kids Club, we are talking about Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So I hope you all know the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We're going to tell the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and then I'm going to show you how to make your very own teddy bear. And anytime from today on, you can go to your local branch of Scenic Regional Library and pick up all the supplies you need to make this adorable little teddy bear. Okay, so here we go. Once upon a time, there in a cottage in the wood lived a papa bear. Let's see, will he sit here? He will. A mama bear. She's going to lay down here. And a baby bear. They were home, and Mama Bear was in the kitchen making breakfast, and Mama Bear made porridge. Do you know what porridge is? We don't usually talk about porridge anymore. Porridge is like a hot cereal, very much like oatmeal. So she was making them their porridge or oatmeal for breakfast, and she put it on the table, and everybody decided, oh, whew, it was much too hot to eat. They couldn't eat it. Have you ever taken a bite of something that's too hot and it burns your tongue or burns the roof of your mouth? Well, that's what was happening. So they decided to go for a walk in the woods. So they all left the cottage, closed the cottage doors, and went for a walk in the woods. Well, what do you know? Along comes a girl named Goldilocks. She was out walking in the woods that day too, and she was tired from walking, maybe thirsty, sleepy, a little bit tired, just wanted to sit down, and she saw this cottage in the woods and decided, this might be a good place to sit down and have a rest. So Goldilocks opened the doors to the cottage and went inside. Is that a good idea? Do you think it's a good idea just to walk up to a stranger's house and open the door and go inside? Yeah, probably not. But Goldilocks went inside, made a bad choice probably, and went inside and she saw 3 bowls of porridge on the table. She's in the kitchen. Let's close our eyes and imagine a kitchen. How can we imagine a kitchen? Would there be a table here? Maybe a refrigerator back here? Are you imagining a kitchen with a table and 3 bowls on the table? So Goldilocks walks up to the table. She's feeling kind of hungry because she's been out in the woods walking. So she looks at the table and she sees one great big bowl and she takes a bite and whoo, whoo, it burned her tongue. Remember? It could burn your tongue if you eat something too hot. And oh, so she put it back. She goes, that one was too hot. So she moves over to the second bowl, kind of a medium-sized bowl, and she takes a bite of that one and goes, bleh, that's too cold. Have you ever eaten cold oatmeal? Mm, not very good. So then she went to the end of the table and there's a tiny little bowl there and she took a bite and it was just right. So she ate it all up. Yummy. So after she ate her porridge, she was feeling much better, not hungry anymore. Still kind of tired though, so she walks into the living room of this cottage, the Three Bears cottage. So let's close our eyes and imagine a living room. Let's see what goes in the living room. Should there be a couch? Maybe? Some chairs sitting around? Does your living room have a TV? Maybe there's a TV over here. Okay, so we have the living room all in our mind, ready to go. We're imagining. And Goldilocks steps into the living room. Can you see it? She steps in and she happens to see that this living room has three chairs. Oh, she sees a nice big comfy chair. So she climbs up into the biggest chair and has a seat and this chair was so hard. No cushions at all. It was just a hard wood chair, and that was not comfortable at all. So she hopped down from the big chair and moved over to a medium-sized chair. She hopped in the medium-sized chair. It looked so comfy, and she fell right down in. She sunk down into those cushions. It was so fluffy and cushiony that she sunk in and said, "Oh, this isn't comfortable either." So she went over to the smallest little chair and she sat down in the chair. Oh, it was a little rocking chair. And she decided, oh, this is so comfy. I really like this chair. It's just right. But then, as she's rocking in that chair, crash, the chair broke. So Goldilocks gets up, decides she really is tired now, very tired. So she sees some stairs. She goes up the stairs. And upstairs is one big bedroom with three beds in it. Let's close our eyes and imagine a bedroom. So we have a big bedroom. Maybe there's a window over here looking outside. There's three beds. One, two, three beds right side by side. Maybe there's some clothes. Do you think there'd be blankets and clothes laying around? Is your bedroom like that sometimes? Maybe some toys? Think so. Okay, let's open our eyes. Here we are in the bear's bedroom. Goldilocks reaches the top of the stairs and looks into the bedroom and sees a big bed. Oh, that looks comfy. So she lays down in the bed and it's too hard. Not very soft at all. And she thought that's not very comfortable. So she got out of the bed, moved over to the medium-sized bed, lays down into the medium-sized bed, and just like that chair, she sunk down right into it. It was so soft. She sunk in and decided she didn't like that either. So she hopped out of the medium-sized bed and walked over to the tiny little bed. And she laid down in that little bed, and oh, it was so comfortable that Goldilocks fell fast asleep. So we're going to let Goldilocks sleep right here in the bedroom. That's going to be our bedroom, that side of our stage. And do you remember our three bears? It's been a while since we've seen them, but they finally decided that the porridge was probably cool enough, so they're going to come home. So the three bears come home. Papa Bear comes home. Oh, are you going to sit there, Papa? No, he's going to fall. We're going to put him there. Mama Bear comes in right behind him, and Baby Bear. Papa Bear, so hungry because remember they were going to have breakfast, but it was too hot, so they went for a walk, and now he's very hungry. So he goes up to the table, looks at his bowl of porridge, and says, somebody's been eating my porridge. Mama Bear thinks that's very odd. She looks at her little medium-sized bowl of porridge and says, someone's been eating my porridge as well. And Baby Bear looks at his tiny little bowl, just right-sized bowl for him of porridge, and he looks down and goes, someone's been eating my porridge and they ate it all up. I don't have any porridge. He's so sad. So they decide to investigate further and leave the kitchen and decide to go look in the living room. Papa Bear stomps into the living room and says, someone's been sitting in my chair. Mama Bear comes in behind him and walks into the living room and says, look at my cushions. They're all messed up. It's like someone's been sitting in my medium-sized chair. So Baby Bear walks in and goes, someone's been sitting in my chair and look, they chair. Poor baby bear, he's having a really rough day. Okay, so now they're all going to go investigate the rest of the house. If someone's been in their house, they need to know. They walk up the stairs, and Papa Bear walks into the bedroom, lays down on his bed, looks at his covers, and says, someone's been lying in my bed. That's that big bed, remember? Papa Bear bed. Mama Bear walks over to her medium-sized bed and says, someone's been lying in my bed as well. The covers are all messed up. And lastly, Baby Bear walks over to his little perfectly baby bear-sized bed and looks down, and what does he see? Do you see it? Yes, he sees Goldilocks. Someone's been sleeping in my bed, and look, there she is. There's a little girl sleeping in my bed. Well, finally, all that noise woke up Goldilocks. And what do you think Goldilocks did? If you were lying in a bed, it's not your house, and you're lying in the bed, and you wake up, and there's 3 bears standing over you, looking down at you, what do you think you'd do? Do you think you would laugh? Oh, I don't know. I don't think it would be very funny. Do you think you might cry? Maybe. You could be sad about it. But I think more likely you would scream. Ah! Goldilocks woke up and saw 3 bears looking at her. She jumped out of that bed, ran down the steps, ran through the living room and through the kitchen and out that door and out into the woods and all the way home. And she learned her lesson. She never walked into strangers' homes without being invited ever again. And that was the story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears. You can find lots of great Goldilocks and the 3 bears stories in the library. There are lots of versions that tell this story, very much like I told it, that you can find by all different authors because this is a folk tale. It's something people have told for generations. Or you can find some really fun ones like Goldilocks Returns by Lisa Campbell Ernst that tells the story of Goldilocks after she's all grown up, going back to the bear's house to apologize and make up to them for what she did when she was younger. So lots of different versions. Goldilocks and the 3 polar bears, Goldilocks and the 3 dinosaurs by Mo Willems. Lots of different versions that you can read. All very fun stories about Goldilocks and the 3 bears. So now I'm going to show you how to make your very own bear. Here we go. When you go to the library, let them know that you watched the Kids Club video and you would like to make your very own baby bear. They'll give you one of these and a bag of stuffing. So what you're going to do is open up your bag of stuffing and get that stuffing out. And when you look at your bear, you'll see he's got a hole in the back. Right there, here's the baby bear. It's got a tag on his ear. You can leave that on or take it off. But you're going to want to take a little bit of stuffing, not very much. Start with a little bit because you want to poke it inside that hole and make sure you get it all the way down in his legs. Okay? It's hard to get down there if you put a big piece of stuffing. So you want to start with small pieces and press them all the way down until his legs are as fluffy as you want them to be. Okay? We're going to take some more stuffing. We're going to do the same thing with his arms. Let's see. Does that look like enough stuffing in his arms? He's got some muscles in there. And one more. Stuff it right there in his arm. Okay, looking pretty good. His belly, no stuffing. We don't need to stuff up in his head. There's already stuffing up there. So we're going to stuff his belly. I want him to have kind of a big poofy belly, like a bear. You might not have to use all your stuffing. You might need to use it all. It's just up to you how much you want to stuff your bear. Once you have him stuffed as much as you want until he's just as cuddly as you want him to be, on the back, this little spot where you entered it, where you stuffed him, there's a zip tie, plastic zip tie. You're going to pull on it until it's all the way closed, very tight. Then ask a grown-up to cut this off for you. You don't want to leave all this big piece of plastic in your teddy bear because then it might poke you when you're trying to cuddle with him. So you'll want to cut that off. You can cut it just really close to the um, clasp right there of the zip tie. After you cut that off, you're going to stuff all of that into your bear. I didn't cut mine off. I didn't bring scissors with me, but you would cut yours off so you wouldn't have this zip tie that you have to stuff in here. So stuff that into the bear, and then you'll see that his back has Velcro. And we're going to just close the Velcro so we don't feel any Velcro. We want to just feel fuzzy. Okay? And there you have your own stuffed teddy bear. Now, grown-ups, if you're watching, there's a lot of other things you can do when you make your own teddy bear. Some fun ideas are, do you know what the difference is between a regular stuffed animal and a Beanie Baby? A Beanie Baby has beans in his feet and maybe in the ends of his hands. So it would be very easy to stuff some beans, or they make special beans just for this, little plastic pellets. But you could use rice or beans or anything dry, and you could put beans in the feet before you put the stuffing in. That's one other way that you could stuff your teddy bear. Another fun one that I've done for my grandson is I took a little cloth bag that I made. I just sewed four sides on a little cloth bag, and I filled it with flaxseed, but you could use beans or rice or shell corn, anything, again, dry and hard. Put that in that baggie, and I added some lavender oil, sealed that baggie up, and then put that baggie inside. I want to put it in a little bag because I don't want the rice or flax or beans coming out of the back of him. So I stuffed all that in there. I stuffed in the little baggie and stuffed the stuffing around it. Then I can put my bear in the microwave just for a few seconds and get him a little bit warm. And you smell that lavender, and it's calming, and it can be a nice, soothing, calming bedtime teddy bear. So thank you for joining us. Don't forget to stop by your local branch as supplies last. We bought a lot of these teddy bears, but we think they're going to go really fast and be very popular. So please come soon. Stop by your local branch of Scenic Regional Library and pick up your supplies to make your own teddy bear. And we'll see you next week at 1 o'clock. Have a good day.